was hauling a dead man. I didn't know it at the time. The cargo manifest only listed one sealed container, handle with care. It was a late-night run, one of those shady cash under-the-table deals that every long-haul trucker takes at some point. No questions asked, no looking inside. But the weight of it pressed against me, an unseen force curling through the cab like invisible fingers. The air smelled different, stale, tinged with something metallic. And as I crossed into the Nevada desert, my mirrors started playing tricks on me. A face in the reflection, pale, hollow, watching me. It started at a diner just outside of Denver. A man in a black suit slid into the booth across from me, his face obscured by the shadow of his fedora. He didn't introduce himself, didn't make small talk. $5,000 cash, no stops, no questions, deliver by sunrise. That kind of money for a single haul? Too good to be true, but truckers don't ask questions when the pay is right. The container was waiting for me at a rusted-out warehouse. No labels, no markings, just a black refrigerated unit strapped tight in the back of my trailer. The guys who loaded it wouldn't meet my eyes. One of them muttered something under his breath as he slammed the doors shut. "Keep driving. Whatever happens, keep driving." I should have listened. The first time I heard the knocking, I thought it was just the rig settling. Long hauls always come with their fair share of creaks and groans. But this was different. It was rhythmic, deliberate. I checked my mirrors. Nothing but the long, empty stretch of highway behind me. The desert swallowed the road in an ocean of blackness. Still, the sound continued. 3 slow knocks against the metal of the container. I grabbed the CB. "Anybody out there got a copy?" Static. Then, faintly, a voice crackled through. "Don't stop." My grip tightened on the wheel. "Who is this?" Silence. Then more knocking. Louder this time. Closer. My headlights flickered as I crossed the state line. The GPS rerouted itself, sending me down an unfamiliar stretch of road that wasn't on my map. I tried to turn around, but every mile I drove, the landscape looked the same, like I was trapped in an endless loop of sand and sky. The knocking turned into scratching, long, slow drags of something sharp against metal. I flipped on the interior cab light, glanced at the side mirror, and saw a hand, pale, skeletal fingers curling around the edge of the trailer door. I slammed the gas. The road stretched into infinity, my speedometer pinned at 80. My heart pounded in sync with the thrum of the tires, my breaths coming in short gasps. I couldn't shake the feeling that I wasn't alone in the cab anymore. Then my radio crackled again. "Pull over." The voice was familiar this time. My own voice. The CB fell silent. I swallowed hard, eyes flicking to the mirror. The reflection in the glass wasn't mine anymore. It was something else, and it was smiling. The desert gave way to something unnatural. The sky darkened to an inky black, and the road beneath me cracked and peeled like old skin. The GPS no longer displayed coordinates, just the word hollow. The knocking stopped. The container doors swung open behind me, the wind howling through the trailer. I didn't dare look. I didn't want to see what had been riding with me all this time. Then the whisper came. "You brought me home." The truck lurched, the tires skidding over shifting asphalt. My body went weightless as the rig plunged downward, swallowed whole by the blackness below. They found my truck 3 days later, parked on the side of an empty highway. No sign of me, no cargo in the back. Just an open logbook with one final entry. The road never ends. And now, sometimes, when drivers pass that stretch of highway, their radios crackle to life. With my voice. $5,000 cash. No stops. No questions. And another trucker joins the hollow haul. The first time I saw the second set of headlights in my mirror, I thought nothing of it. Just another trucker on the midnight haul. The second time, those lights were closer, The third time, they were inside my trailer. I had been a trucker for 15 years, hauling everything from frozen meat to government shipments. But this run? This was different. The pay was too high. The route was too empty. And the cargo? It was alive. It started with a job offer too good to refuse. A dispatcher I didn't recognize called me, his voice deep and flat. "You're going to take a load from Stillwater to Black Ridge. You don't ask what's inside. You don't stop. You don't check your mirrors. 10 grand, cash." I should have said no, but I was down bad. Debts, divorce, drinking too much. I needed the money, so I said yes. When I arrived at the warehouse, 4 men in black suits loaded a rusted shipping container onto my trailer. No words, no small talk. Just steel against steel, locking whatever was inside. One of them, an old man with sunken eyes, leaned in close as I climbed into the cab. "Keep driving, no matter what you hear." I laughed it off. Then I heard the first knock. The night stretched endless as I tore down the highway, my trailer shuddering in the wind. The road was dead quiet. No headlights, no signs, just me and the endless black. Then the scratching started. Long, slow drags of something against the inside of the container. I checked my mirror. The trailer door was shut, locked. Then a second set of headlights appeared in the distance. I grabbed the CB. "Anyone out there got a copy?" Static. Then a whisper. "Keep driving." I slammed the radio down. My heart pounded as the lights in my mirror grew closer. They were too high, too bright, like a rig. But something was wrong. There was no driver, and it was gaining on me. The thing in my mirror wasn't just following me. It was hunting me. My speedometer climbed past 80, then 90. But no matter how fast I went, the truck behind me never wavered. Then my radio crackled to life. "Let us out." The voice came from the trailer. Not the CB. I nearly swerved off the road. My breath hitched as the locks on the container rattled. Whatever was inside was trying to get out, and the truck behind me. It was pushing me forward, forcing me towards something unseen. Then the headlights ahead flickered on, and the road ended. I should have crashed, should have died. But I didn't. The road had changed. It wasn't asphalt anymore. It was black, slick, moving like oil under my tires. The sky had no stars, only shifting shadows that curled and stretched. The truck behind me was gone. But my trailer? The doors were wide open. I gripped the wheel, refusing to look. The smell hit me first, rot, old and deep, like meat left too long in the sun. Then came the sound. A wet, gurgling breath, something shifting in the cab's darkness. A hand touched my shoulder. I screamed. The thing in my cab wasn't human. I didn't see its face. I didn't need to. I could feel its breath against my neck, ice cold and wet. I slammed the brakes, trying to throw it off. My truck didn't stop. The speedometer kept climbing. 100, 110. The road beneath me pulsed, alive, stretching forever. I grabbed the door handle, ready to jump. Then the voice returned. "You brought us home." My headlights flickered, and I saw them, hundreds of them. Standing along the road, their faces wrong, their mouths too wide, their eyes pits of black hunger. The road wasn't just a highway, it was a feeding ground, and I was the next meal. They found my truck a week later, parked in the middle of an empty stretch of desert highway. No sign of me, no cargo in the back. Just my CB radio, crackling with static. Sometimes late at night, other truckers hear it too. A whisper on the airwaves, a single phrase repeated over and over. "Keep driving, no matter what you hear."